galaxy far away. Top decks clashing heroes in the fray. From Tatooine streets to the Death Star's core, we're all fighting in the Meta War.
Hey Star Wars fans, Darth here, ready for another episode of the Meta Wars. Alrighty guys, so we're going to go over an episode agenda with you today, just to give you a bit of an update on what's coming and what to expect. So here we are, we're going to have a couple of shout outs. We've got some event results. The big one, the planetary qualifier over in New South Wales. We've got a store showdown to cover in South Australia, and also our online weekly tournament. Outside of that, we'll also cover some upcoming events. And moving along, let's get straight to it. So our first shout out is always going to be the SWU-AUS Discord. I've said it once, I'll say it again, guys. It is the place to be. It is your one-stop shop for everything Star Wars Unlimited. We have deck techs, event results, community chats, pack pool, marketplace, you name it, it's there. Jump on, connect with people, and smash some games. I know that's what I'll be doing pretty much all the time because, SWU-AUS is the place to be. Alrighty, moving on to our pulls of the week. So we have a couple Dark Maul showcases being pulled and a kit Fisto. So huge congratulations to you guys. Moving on to another shout out. Brett Silk is now a level 2 judge, so massive congratulations to him. We're really big on celebrating the judges. Without them, the events aren't possible. So again, Brett, congratulations. I believe you are one of the first level 2 judges in the country. Massive credit to you and the hard work that you've put in. And thank you for everything you're doing for the community. All right, guys, so we're going to jump straight into it. This was the big one that happened on the weekend. So Saturday, August 16th, Padstow RSL, presented by HR Games and our friends from the Baddest Batch. Guys, if you haven't already seen it, you can check out the stream on the Bad Batch YouTube channel. It was fantastic. Those boys always do a fantastic job with their streams, and this was no different. Going into the event, 37 players we had on this one, and it was taken down by Inferno 5, Scott, who was running the Yoda Red Force base. If you're not familiar with Scott, as I said, Inferno 5, he has a YouTube channel. He does some amazing content over there, a lot of really good playthroughs. I highly recommend you check that out when you get a chance. Not only is he a really top player, a great bloke, but he is also now a 2-time Star Wars Unlimited PQ champion. So Scott, if you do get a chance to see this, congratulations, mate. We're all super proud of you. Outside of that, so one thing I want to point out here is we're looking at the top 8 here. 4 of the 8 players are actually from the Bad Batch competitive squad. So I think that speaks volumes about the quality of player that those guys have on their teams. I've actually had a chance to play 3 of the top 4 guys here, and they do not disappoint. They are quality players. Obviously Scott taking out the event. In second place we had James on the Han Solo Blue Force. James as well, just coming back from the Galactic Championships. He was in that group of guys from the Baddest Batch that went over there and performed really well. In third place, we have Julian, who was running the Item Versio Data Vault deck. That is a fantastic deck that's starting to make waves in the meta right now. I think it's really well positioned and something I'm actually hoping to see a lot more of. In fourth place, we have, I believe it's Mitch from Hobby Shack, who was running Cad Bane Tarkentown. Again, Cad is a really well-placed deck in the meta right now. It is something that takes a bit of a skill level to play. So huge congratulations to Mitch on that one. Credit to him. We have Yoda Force coming in on the 5th spot, second one in the top 8. We have Han Solo Blue Force coming in at the 6th spot. Again, another member of the Baddest team. And the second Han Solo Blue Force to make the top 8. 7th place, we have CJ from the Baddest as well, and he was running the Boba Fett green list there. I believe he was running a 30 base as well instead of the Data Vault base that we typically see with that deck. So, yeah, that's another interesting one. If you're on the Melee, check out his list. It's quite solid. And Luke for Data Vault making an appearance in the 8th spot there as well. Alrighty, so moving down the list, we're going to have a look at the New South Wales meta. So this is a snapshot that we have there. So yeah, look, just going off that event result that we had from the PQ, we're looking at a 30% aggro share, 49% mid-range, and a pretty strong lean into the control meta there on 19%. So yeah, that's definitely an interesting one. Quinlan Voss being the most represented leader on 11%. And then we had quite a good group of the 8% meta. We had Yoda, Han 2, Luke 4, Piet, and Boba 4. So yeah, definitely an interesting one there. The meta was pretty well spread in Sydney. 58% rare bases. Now this is where it gets interesting, guys. So we're looking at a 30% representation of force bases. So it's pretty safe to say the folks in Sydney love the force mechanic. It's 30%. It's double what we're seeing in Victoria right now. So yeah, definitely something to keep in mind if you are going to travel up to Sydney and smash some games up there. And 33% space decks. So look, from what I understand, that is pretty high for Sydney. That's not something that is run of the norm. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Sydney is moving to a fair bit of space decks right now. But yeah, very interesting event. The meta snapshot there is pretty impressive. So yeah, again, if you haven't had a chance, jump on the Baddest Batch YouTube channel, check out that stream, and yeah. Moving along, we've got the showdown that happened on the weekend at South Australia. So Sunday, August 17th, it was down at Dragon's Lair, which is a pretty popular place to play if you're down in that Adelaide area. And again, great LGS from what I've heard. I've heard pretty good things about it. We had 17 players on this one. The winner, MJ Horsey, taking it out on Han 2 Blue Force. Second, we had Thea on the Kylo 5 Data Vault. We had my good mate Chef over in third place on Quinlan Tarkentown. And then we rounded out the top 4 with a Thrawn 4 ECL deck. Now, bear in mind that I only have the top 8 for this. I didn't actually get the full list of the 17 players and decks that were in there, so we don't have a big meta breakdown on this one. But as you can see there, 5th place we had Boba 4 Data Vault. We had a pretty interesting Cal Kestis Red Force deck coming in at 6th. So yeah, that could be one to watch, especially, Cal Kestis does have some potential to make some waves. I think he's going to be a strong leader post-rotation as well. We had Han 4 Tarkentown, which, yeah, again, a space deck which is definitely starting to see a bit more play since the great performance at the Galactic Championships that it had. And then we have the Spice. We have the Spice here in the 8th spot of the top 8 with a Hera red deck. Now, look, that's something I'd love to see the deck list for. Definitely sounds interesting. So yeah, huge shout out to Hera Player for that one. They definitely decided what they were playing as soon as they joined SWU, going by that name. So congratulations to them for doing quite well at this store showdown. Okay, so moving along, we have the online tournament that we run every week on our Discord, Sundays, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So bear in mind that is a new time. Previously, we were running it at 7 p.m. We've actually moved it to 8 just to cater for a lot of our players that are interstate and also for family members. So, a lot of our players do have kids and that sort of thing. So, yeah, just trying to be user friendly and taking the feedback from the community. So yeah, 8 p.m. Every Sunday, it's going to happen. So all you need to do is jump on the Discord. You can register on the Melee link there. All the information's at the events tab. So yeah, jump in, check it out, be a part of what we're doing here. It is the place to be. We have a lot of really, really high skill players that jump into these tournaments. So yeah, get on it and check it out. All right, so going over the results for the third tournament that we run so far, Sunday, August 17th. The winner of that one, Mother Talzin Red Force, player from WA, Beskar Paul. You guys probably more know him as. But yeah, fantastic player. I actually had a chance to watch his games, and he is an absolute weapon on that Talzin deck. I can't state that enough. He is an absolute weapon on that deck. Mother Talzin is a deck that is very high skill, and it rewards high skilled players. So yeah, definitely one to watch there. I do know that some of these games are going to be streamed later in the week. So yeah, keep an eye out on the YouTube channel for that. Our team's just doing some magic on the back end there with some editing, and those games will be up. So yeah, second place we have Gravy Titan there with the Mother Talzin Red Force deck. Obviously a popular one in Western Australia right now, that deck. In third place, we have Victoria's own PQ champ Ollie running the Iden Dartavolt deck, pretty similar to what he's used to running. Ollie obviously well known for being a Palpatine player. And then in fourth place here, we have another WA player. We have Walker on Sabine Wren ECL. So obviously a bit of the Luke influence there on that one. But yeah, WA absolute whitewashing everyone in this tournament yet again. So yeah, call to action, guys. Let's all get together, jump on, and let's make it a bit harder for these WA guys to make a name in this tournament. Alrighty. So moving on to our upcoming events. We actually have had quite a few events announced on the Discord for South Australia. So guys, obviously I'm pulling all these from the Discord. So if you do know of any events that are running at your LGS, please post them up there on the Discord so we can make it well known for everybody and start driving some attendance, because the goal is to put butts in seats and have people at our Star Wars events. Alrighty, so yeah, South Australia coming up. We have 2 store showdowns on Saturday, August the 23rd. We have the Hobby Cave and Tabletop Warfare in Gawler. On the Sunday, the day after, we also have a store showdown down at Shuffled at the Door Park location. Guys, hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Same with some of the names. I'm doing my best here. But yeah, if I do make a mistake, just bear with me. Alrighty, Sunday, August 31st, we have the big one, the Planetary Qualifier down at the Dragon's Lair. We did see the results from the showdown earlier from that shop. So yeah, hopefully that's a bit of an insight for things to come. I do really like when we start seeing the showdowns before the PQ events. It does help you to get a bit of a read on the meta before you go in there and start slamming it out at the PQs. So yeah, definitely fantastic from Dragon's Lair for that one. And yeah, Saturday, September the 13th, we have the Legends of the Force showdown at Tabletop Warfare at their Adelaide CBD store. Alrighty, so moving on to upcoming events. In Victoria, we have the big one, the Planetary Qualifier event on Saturday, August 23rd at Guff in Geelong. So look, I'm going to talk about this one a little bit more in a tick. So I'll move on to the other events that we have coming up in Victoria. We have Saturday, August 30th, we have the Legends of the Force showdown at Midian Games. And on the Sunday, we also have Maze of Fitzroy hosting their store showdown as well. Alrighty, so the Vic meta. All right. Now, this is one I'm pretty excited to talk about. Obviously, we are moving into the Planetary Qualifier this weekend at Guff in Geelong. So what can you expect if you're going to go play down there? So we have a 35% aggro shift in the meta. This is something that is pretty common in Victoria. Victoria is always predominantly a little bit more leaning into the aggro side of things. We have a 55% mid-range at the moment and a 10% in control. So look, it is almost half what we're seeing in Sydney as far as control goes. So yeah, definitely an interesting one to see. It is early days though, so the data that we've got for this really is coming from that Carbo Box event a couple weeks back. I try not to look too heavily into the weekly plays. Just because with those weeklies you do have guys testing jank decks, new leaders, and all that sort of stuff. So it's not really a fair representation of what we're going to see at a PQ. Moving into it though, Boba 4 with a 20% meta share. That is probably the most represented leader in the country at the moment, Australia-wide. I will go into the Australian-wide meta a bit more next week after the PQ event, just because we will have 3 PQs on the eastern part of the country that we can kind of go into and talk about. Sabine, Palp, and Piet with a 10% meta share as well. 55% rare bases, 15% for force bases, so half of what we're seeing in Sydney at the moment, and a 35% space deck representation. So look, obviously space decks are something that are pretty well represented at the moment. So yeah, definitely something to keep in mind when you're doing your sideboarding and that sort of stuff for the PQ this weekend. Speaking of, what can we expect at this planetary qualifier? Well, going by the pre-sale tickets, we're looking at 60 plus players. So this is going to be the biggest AusPQ of the season so far. So it is going to be a big one as far as shaping the meta goes. It is going to have a strong regional presence of unknown players. So what does that mean exactly? Well, given the location of the event being in Geelong, we're going to see players from Geelong, Bendigo, and Ballarat making the trek down there because it's a lot closer to them than what previous PQs have been. So in your earlier rounds, keep an eye out for players that you're probably not aware of seeing before. The last thing you want to do is get caught out and tripped up by someone you're not quite sure of. So expect there could be a couple dark horse players as well. A couple unknown guys who perform really well. So yeah, definitely one to watch. It's going to be something that is a bit off meta, so to speak. Definitely an interesting one. So look, it is a wide meta at the moment. You can pretty much play anything, and because of that, you can't tech for anything. There's no silver bullets. I think sideboarding wise, definitely smart calls, upgrade hate, hand hate. That sort of thing is a must. Space decks, I'd be shocked if I didn't see a whole bunch of bombing runs happening. So yeah, keep it in mind. It's definitely a thing. I won't go too much into the players to watch. I mean, if you've played in Melbourne, you know who those guys are. Former PQ champs. Keep an eye out for them. They'll definitely be there, and yeah, it's going to be a fun one. I'm really looking forward to it. I will be there myself playing Sabine Yellow. So, guys, if you see me there, feel free to say hi. And moving along to the Spice of the Week. All right, guys. So, the Spice of the Week, this one's going to be a bit left of center. So, why am I going to be talking about smuggle cards? Well, I think we can all agree we're in the force throw meta. It's a thing. Hand hate is real right now. You've got Quinlan Voss as the one of the most represented decks in the country right now, and force throws just killing people's hands left, right, and center. So if your hand's going down, it always helps to have that backup hand sitting there in the row ready for you to smuggle out. Obviously, there's some major player cards here, such as Bazine, which is doing some major work right now in the meta, just being able to look at people's hands, pull out barrages and force throws and key cards that people need. Cassian is a huge one. Just being able to come in ready is always great for some extra reach. The Talzin has made a pretty big statement with the blasters and arm to the teeth and that sort of stuff. And we've also seen overseas a Lando Calrissian. The red yellow smuggle deck has been performing really well overseas as well. So yeah, that's definitely one to keep in mind. And I believe the smuggle mechanic right now is super strong. Long Pike being another one, and of course I have to mention Tech, because Tech will pretty much do the work by making everything smuggle. So keep him in mind when you're building your decks out and preparing for the PQ this weekend. Alrighty, guys. So it's that time of the video where we start to wrap things up. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. As always, click the QR code, be a part of the Discord. We'd love to see you guys in there. And yeah, I'll see you guys at the PQ event in Melbourne. We will be streaming it on our channel, so make sure you keep an eye out on that. And yeah, for everyone else, shuffle.